Interesting.
Good evening, and welcome to London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week is Inspector Grey and Talan from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. Aldrich of the Clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Lovely. And last but never least, Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hutz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Lovely. We begin leaving off from where we were last week. You have all just had a meeting with Sri Sansa on behalf of Maria, Lady Anne's representative. Sri Sansa is willing to put his lot in with Lady Anne, so long as the Coterie, and presumably Maria, destroy the Tremere tonight. He's given you a location and a means of getting inside. You step out of the British Museum grounds into the cold winter streets. Maria approaches you from the shadows, apparently aware and awaiting of your return.
So, how'd it go?
Well, I think.
Right, what did he say?
So, he is all ready to side with Lady Anne. He just wants all the Tremere killed.
Oh! Well, that's certainly, not a small order. But I imagine we can get it done. Yes?
Seems doable. He said they'd all be at the Chantry, and there's only, 6?
Right, 6, including a certain primogen, Edward Bainbridge.
I see. Well, better get to it then, yes?
I believe most will probably have forgotten, but I believe he also stated that Aldo was off limits.
Oh, all right. Thank you for reminding everyone, Thurston. Yeah. What an awful, awful thing that would have been, should someone have forgotten. Thurston, can I talk to you over here for a moment?
Why, yes, Aldrich.
Can I activate horrid form? And...
My leg!
Right, we have, I think, come up with the beginnings of a plan of action, right? We have a couple of our more sneaky members. I think we'll go directly for the primogen himself, being the most dangerous target, I imagine. While those of us, the rest of us will ideally stroll right in, draw out the others, maybe cause a distraction of sorts before dismantling them. Will you be joining us, Ms. Maria?
Yes, of course.
Oh. Your hand steady again, I see. Alright. Which method do you prefer then?
Would you prefer me not?
Oh, no.
Well. Whatever is as quick and efficient as possible.
What's your particular skill set? Would you like to go for the primogen, or would you like to remain with us in the rest?
No, I think I will remain with the rest, so I can keep an eye. I think that would be best.
That's true, you won't be able to keep an eye on the sneaky ones.
I hope not.
I will trust that you will do your job.
Right, we have everything we need then, I believe. Eveline, you have the vial protected and warm still.
Indeed.
And remember, we're not to destroy the building.
The vial, is it something that's visible? I would be able to see?
Oh no, it's
okay.
Fucked.
I got an eye roll last week when I said that's where you're putting it. This week we're embracing it, apparently.
Okay, so
I want to get that off my chest.
Maria will,
when Shiver says it.
Would I be able to see if it's like, is it the vial itself is tucked away? Is it on a necklace? What
No,
am I?
it's
What,
tucked-
this
tucked
You'd have to go digging.
Yeah.
Whereabouts
Oh.
is it? Show us.
Understood. Anyhow,
It's worth
so
getting banned for.
Maria will definitely take a note of that, of some vial that's been tucked away to ask about later. Right, so let us go. It seems we have that basic plan. I, as of right now, it sounds about right to me.
I'm glad you approve. Onward. I'll pile into
So-
the carriage.
So this Primogen, it's a target for assassination.
Right. I think you and Thurston here should go directly to the Primogen. Right, and make sure he's either the first to fall or soon after.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
Heading into
Right,
Aldrich's
delightful.
carriage then?
Yes.
Which carriage?
Aldrich's.
Damn it.
We're not taking the pretty one.
Wait, is Aldrich not the pretty one? What did I miss with the carriages?
Endymion.
And
Has
Demian
provided
gave
the
me a
carriage.
very pretty
Or
carriage.
he
Black,
Cinderellaed
shiny,
you a better one?
gold.
She's missing out the
Yes,
fact that it's
beautiful,
drawn by four
fancy.
large horses with long hair and glowing red eyes, but that's fine.
Oh, I kind of like that. Do we have to take Aldrich?
Prettier.
Do we have to take his? Can we take the pretty carriage? But yeah, if we're all going into Aldrich's, then we go.
The carriage heads through the cold, cobbled streets of London, making its way on the brief journey towards Somerset House. Is there anything you'd like to discuss en route?
Evelyn keeps adjusting, like she's uncomfortable in the seats.
Evelyn, dear, I overheard about a vial. Did you mind showing me said vial?
But only briefly, we're supposed to keep it warm. She'll dig in it, pull it out.
Okay. Okay. And by sight, it is a vial of...
Blood.
That's what I thought. Okay. I just want to make sure. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Maria will make a mental note. No, I think that's about it. I don't think she would push for anything more.
As you are all heading off to destroy practically an entire clan within the city, Thurston, what are your thoughts right now?
That taking out, I mean, even though it is the Tremere, taking out an entire clan of vampires is probably not as easy. It's probably not going to be as easy as we think it is. Even though it's only 6. 6 is still a lot.
How does
So-
it make Thurston feel?
Not confident. Well, this is in your thoughts, so I guess it doesn't matter. Pretty sure Aldrich is sending him and Gray in to deal with the head guy, because if he can tear us apart, then maybe we'll whittle him down a little bit so Aldrich can take care of him once it gets to him.
Wounded.
Inspector Gray, you're currently in control of your own body and soul. You're on your way to wipe out the vile Tremere.
It helps if I'm not muted.
It does.
Gray is he's quite pleased because it's no secret he is not fond of the usurping Tremere. And of course, you know, the Tremere threw that blood curse on his clan.
Which still hasn't been lifted at this point.
Has not been lifted at this time. So Gray is He's probably more enthusiastic than he should be over this mission, because it's also a sort of revenge.
In your mind, in Inspector Gray's mind, a justified revenge, I take it.
Yes, and absolutely, it's justice has come due.
So what does Inspector Gray feel right now?
Well, he's not terribly hungry at the moment. That's his primary concern. Beyond that, he sees a opportunity for justice against the Tremere. He's happy to take it. I don't think he goes that much deeper at that.
Eveline! More grunt work for you. Wiping out an entire clan, though. What are your thoughts at this moment?
There's only 6. Eveline has this mentally noted as the last job. So if there's anything else after this, she's going to start getting pissy. And that it's the Tremere, like, she's heard so many bad things about the Tremere, and she doesn't necessarily have a fondness for the Tremere they've met. So she doesn't necessarily care, and she's not the type to really think ahead of how many there are or how difficult it might be. She's a little more focused on herself, and she's like, just get this last thing over with so I can be free.
How does Eveline feel right now?
Kind of bored. Like, let's get this over with, and
Uncomfortable.
I've got better to do. Uncomfortable. This seat is nowhere near as plush as the other carriage.
Aldrich, your plans are coming to fruition. You will be testing the godlike figure of Mithras, possibly tonight, if not extremely soon. The only thing that stands in your way is eliminating an entire clan that you're not particularly fond of regardless. What are your thoughts right now?
I mean, this is work Aldrich is very comfortable with. This is very similar to how he came up in the his criminal endeavors. Violent, hostile takeovers and sieges and things of the sort are. This is his wheelhouse. If this is how these people want to do business, if this is a side he's putting his lot in with, feels like he's making the right choice. These are games he can play and he can win. The strictly vampire things he's less comfortable with, and there's nothing more far removed than his very gritty world than vampires who throw around magic and stuff like that. He'll be happy to be rid of them. Really, his biggest concern or interest is Maria. She's the variable, the wild card right now, and that's good. That's sort of on his forefront. Everything moving forward, especially since she's now interjected herself in this plan. That's going to be most of his planning, or most of his attention's going to be on watching and reacting to her.
So how does Aldrich feel right now with Maria watching over him, but also moving forward with this plan?
He feels confident, where normally he doesn't like being tested or watched, or he's very much, he is a boss. He doesn't like having bosses, or at least not ones that give him performance reviews like this. But if he was ever to excel at one, it would be this. And after seeing her particular style with the last thing they did, and how that sort of devolved into something pretty messy, either she's really good at hiding or at pretending like she's okay with that, and he's already just screwed himself over by sort of leaning into that butchery, or he's found a very good partner in this.
Carriage arrives outside Somerset House. A lavish amount of electric lighting has been placed to turn the building into a nighttime beacon within the city itself. The grand stone-tiled courtyard is lined with iron gas lanterns, the electric light saved purely for the building itself. The Coterie beeline straight to the main entrance and take a moment to compose themselves before entering into the main hall. How would you like to progress?
So we're able to just walk right in?
Mm-hmm.
As usual, I will have my arm in Aldrich's so that I can enter.
Right from the beginning, I believe, Gray, Thurston, be close, but once we use the blood to get into the inner sanctum, right, I will be trusting your predatory instincts to take it from there.
That shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I believe it's best that you remain unseen starting immediately.
I will use unseen passage.
Check for me, please. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that was a different. I gained.
Thurston?
Mm.
Lovely. And the two of you feed your vitae into the appropriate parts of your body, obscuring yourself from anyone that may have noticed you, although not actually becoming invisible. For all intents and purposes, you will not be seen.
Hmm.
Who would like to go into the hallway first, then?
I will take Aldrich's arm and lead the way.
I'll follow right behind them.
The imposing double doors are opened easily, quietly, revealing to the Coterie the grand building's hallway. A large empty room with well-polished tiled flooring, mock marble columns lining the sides of the walls, and a second floor that reaches over slightly over the lower one. A ceiling lined with Renaissance-style paintings look down upon them. At the far end of the hallway are 3 doors, 2 smaller ones and a large one in the middle. The door on the left is labelled North House. The door on the right seems to be a storage cupboard, and the middle door leads to more corridors.
Oh, look at the chandelier.
Pardon?
I said, oh, look at the chandelier.
'Tis beautiful. The Tremere are known for such, well, there's been better. But this will do for them. Question, a storyteller.
Yes.
So silence of death is primarily just sounds of like your footsteps and such?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, I would like to
if you're going to do a
use
massive
that.
fart, that's still going to be heard.
Listen, man. I would like to do that. I would like to do silence of death.
That's free.
Okay, cool. So now I'm silent as the grave, walking behind them. Were you given any idea of location of the targets necessary?
God, you're going to rely on my memory? I believe most of them are supposed to be in the basement. But we're hoping to find a few stragglers.
I was told there'd be a main hallway to North House, some sort of underground library we're looking for.
I see.
Run library basement.
What? All right. Well, let us look for that then.
Let's go into the North House then.
Yes.
I think just for
Yes.
drama's sake, Aldrich's also going to do Silence of Death, because I like the idea of 5 kindred walking around, but you can only hear Eveline's footsteps.
She has very clicky shoes, too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Something
heels very much.
weirdly unnerving about
Hollow.
that I like.
Echoing.
All you hear is the click.
Yeah.
Down the hallway. Perfect.
Shouldn't we go through the other door and leave our invisible companions to go check for the primogen? See if we
Well, I
can
mean,
pick off
we
any tracks.
have
See if we can pick off any
have access to the inner sanctums, right? So we need to at least open that passageway and allow them through.
Oh, good.
Once the doors open, we can divide and conquer.
Good point. Good point.
So you're all going down to the North House?
Mhm.
Lovely jubbly. The spiral staircase leads down into an extremely well-lit undercroft of waist-high bookcases. The sounds of collected voices fills the vast library, and the Coterie already realise the Tremere have gathered together. The voice talks of various subjects about blood sorcery and the Tremere's place as members in the greatest city in the modern world. The Coterie reach the bottom of the stairs and remain out of sight of the kindred ahead of them, seeing the remaining members of the clan Tremere before them, with Edward Brainbridge addressing the crowd of kindred. What would you like to do?
Count them.
Count 6, including Edward Bainbridge. You can do that on one hand, you can!
Did Eveline's hand grow back around?
Is Edward the Primogen?
Yes.
So
I
if
imagine
they're all,
kind of hidden.
so they
go
don't
ahead.
see us yet, right?
Correct.
All right, yeah, go ahead then.
Just to make sure that I understand this, they're listening to the Primogen speak about all these different things, and no one has noticed us in this hallway. We're kind of hidden in shadow, I imagine.
Yeah, they're a few feet in front of you, and Edward's voice has managed to talk over the sound of Eveline's shoes hitting the floor.
Okay. Maria's going to kind of lean over to Aldrich and say, "How do you want to do this?"
How about you draw them towards us? If the boss, I assume, will send his henchmen to check out the source, we will deal with them, and hopefully all people will pass them on the way to the Primogen.
Right.
I will make myself ready for the party. He starts transforming to his horrid form.
Okay.
Can lure
Evelyn,
them
do
in
you-
with singing.
I was just going to suggest, I think that's an excellent idea. Right.
So I want to go into horrid form, and then after a turn of that, well, I want to do that now, and then when she starts singing and bringing them in, I would like to use obfuscate to be unseen.
The way
That's gonna
that
terrify him.
The way that they're arranged at the moment, is there any way for us invisible folks to sneak around to the side where the Primogen is at?
Good. But that would cost you the first turn of combat, I would say.
Okay, then I'll just go with plan B and I'll wait for Evelyn to scream.
We'll do the first. Well, the first turn, I'll transform. You guys start heading in, and then after a moment, Evelyn bring them in.
Gray
Okay.
will be sneaking around. He'll take that.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
I say we'll use the instigating thing to start singing will be when you no longer see me, right?
I will stand in the middle of the hallway and kind of wait for everyone else to hide.
All right. So once
Yeah,
I
I'll go
disappear,
off
we'll
to
do
the
that.
side.
So everyone's
I will go
gonna
off to
jump
this.
on one of the...
I will
Tremere,
need
take
2 rouse checks.
I'm going
think-
to go the opposite side of Aldrich. I believe our two invisible folks are going to proceed into the room, whilst Evelyn is in the middle, kind of calling the Tremere to her. Yes?
Yeah, I think
That's the plan
Gray
and
I
idea?
are Gray and I are planning on probably sneak attacking the Primogen while, as soon as Evelyn calls the distraction.
Okay.
You'll all be able to get in place silently, without being seen or heard. Eveline, what kind of scream are you going for here?
I'm going for very ethereal, otherworldly, ghostly.
Is this
And
just
I
gonna
will
be-
start singing "We're leaving together, but it's still its farewell."
Is this going to be an
That's
attack?
the lyrics. No, it's not an attack. Just to draw them in.
So you let forth, with your eerie voice, Primogen commands several of his minions to go forth and capture you who come charging. 2 of them remain by his side.
May I do something weird? It's not that weird. Okay. I want to, if I can, sort of skirt around the ones that are coming towards Eveline here, and I'd like to use dementation on the Primogen.
You would have to have a conversation with him for that.
Okay. See, I didn't know if it was just like I need to be able to see him or if I would have to talk to him.
If
Okay,
you
never
have
mind. Never mind on that. I take it
telepathy,
back.
You can mix telepathy with dementation, but dementation is based on a
I
conversation.
don't think I have that.
What do you do with dementation? What you got that
I
for?
can't do it, so it doesn't matter. I can't do it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so in that case. Explain to me really quickly. How does shatter work?
Can you pop it in chat?
You do
Let's see
display
here.
on it.
I believe that works when you
Yeah.
get hit.
Is that, did I do it? I think I did
Yes.
it. I'm not sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when Bully says it, it's true. I just needed the details. So you need to get hit.
I need to get hit in order to. God damn it, y'all. Okay, well, I guess I'll wait to see what everyone else does,
Okay.
and then we'll figure it out from there.
So you currently have 3 Tremere sorcerers charging towards Eveline. Inspector Grey and Thurston going along the flanks, attempting to get to Edward Bainbridge. That leaves Aldrich or Eveline to do an attack.
Aldrich would like to be positioned behind Eveline because I know how her stuff works, and I don't want to be in front of it. But with Aldrich's size, he's gonna just sort of wait, and the first person to get close enough to like get in physical range with Eveline, that's when he'll appear just behind Eveline and snatch that person. Just sort of
Okay,
reach
so-
over her and do so.
Eveline, if you would like to do a scream attack, one of your
Yeah,
melee
I'm just trying
attacks.
to decide
start the combat.
which one. The one in front is not the Primogen, correct?
Correct. You've got 3 random Tremere coming towards you. The
So
Primogen
I
is staying
will-
way back.
Continue to sing, and maybe we'll come back. And use Siren's Beckoning on all 3 of those.
How many Sirens Beckoning all you have? So that's going to be
I
3
already
rouse
did.
checks.
Oh shit! Whew.
You're getting very hungry. And do manipulation. And Melopomene. And each of them.
Oh my god! Really? Reroll.
Oh god, I've lost the fucking potion resolve.
It doesn't matter. Jeez, that rolled terribly.
Maybe someone in chat will give you a reroll.
Nah, it's the finale. Screw you. One more
Roll a
challenge.
total of 12 dice.
There you go.
Reroll.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
PPR loves me.
Use those rerolls now at this really early stage in the finale. Very wise move.
PPR.
So. Damn. You let forth, with your song, that dances into the kindred's ears. As they charge forward, they are immediately struck down by the sound waves impacting inside of their ears, and you see them just stand still, confused, looking at each other, looking at you, and shrugging. Aldrich.
As one closed the distance on her.
Given how large your horrid form is, yes, you could have your pick of all three.
Okay. So I don't know how you want to do surprise attack rules if they want to see if they have a chance to react to this, because usually surprise attacks they got to do their wits awareness against my aspects, and if I win, I'm essentially going against difficulty 1, unless you want to do it any way you want to do it.
I'd say that they're not going to get a saving throw because of the way that they have been completely annihilated. Oh yes,
Yeah,
that
they're
reminds me.
insane right now.
Eveline, by the way. I nearly forgot.
Messy part.
Yes.
Always goes well for us.
Eveline cannot use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2 dice penalty to all of her pools. This compulsion
We're going
ends
full
when
Eveline.
Eveline has won and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion.
Alright, I am rousing the blood, and I am attacking. Looks like that. Hey, Messy's
Oh,
all right.
God. We're all going to be a hot mess.
A lot of successes, though.
What's your hunger level like? Oh, 1. Never mind.
2 now.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Actually, that would actually go really interesting. So, Aldrich lurches forward, taking with 2 of his 4 arms, 2 of the kindred, smashing them together into a bloody pulp between his palms,
Notice.
destroying them, turning them each into a bloody, viscous puddle. As he does so, the beast inside of him screams up. Aldrich cannot use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2 dice penalty to all of his pools. This compulsion ends when Aldrich has won and gloated over it. That's going to be interesting, with Eveline having the same one.
As he does that, I say, you couldn't have done that without me.
Aldrich will essentially one of the limbs just sort of go to push her aside. He's going for the primogen now.
Yeah.
Because that's what an asshole would do in this
Falls
situation.
on the floor. It's pushed. I'm imagining
Gray.
his hand is like as big as her torso.
Inspector Grey, Thurston, or Maria, which of you would like to go next?
So I see this change in behavior, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Take a note of that. Can I, from where I'm positioned, can I see anything happening with the Primogen and the 2 Tremere that were with the Primogen?
He's
Or is this
standing
kind
there.
of before any of that?
The Primogen is just standing there arrogantly, arms folded, not shocked by the bloody mess in front of him. The 2 Tremere
Okay.
are slightly shaken, but are still standing their ground. And happy belated birthday, Pixie.
Okay. Happy birthday. Okay, and there's one more Tremere in front of Evelyn, yes?
Yes, who's standing there looking extremely confused and completely ignoring the bloody smear and the demonic form of Aldrich charging towards him.
Right. I'm going to lean into Evelyn, in that bestie way, just kind of getting close, and say, so how would you like to get rid of this one, dear?
And which one is it again? I'm sorry.
It's just one of the
There's
random
one
Tremere
Tremere that's
groups.
like right next to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of hard because my reaction to that would be to just attack them and ignore her, but it's not my attack turn.
Correct.
I am trying to be influential. That is my intent here. So I don't know how that translates in Vampire, but I am trying to be influential, as I said.
Not
I mean,
yet.
I guess I'll just say, well, I would sing at them, of course.
I'd
I don't
love
need
to hear a
anyone's
song.
help for that.
No, you are quite capable. I would love to hear a song. She's being genuine. She would love to hear a song.
I'm going to place you on the equivalent of a ready action,
Okay.
which I don't know if it's a thing in VTM, but we're going to say it is for now. Inspector Grey, Thurston. Grey, you've got something in mind. Go for it.
All right. I will rouse the blood for Ball's harass, and then I will do a sneak attack with the dagger. So let's see. Oh, I guess throwing a.
Okay. While you caress your balls, throw that dagger.
Yeah, let me. I just need to double check to
Are
see
your
if it's one
balls
rouse.
successfully roused?
They have been, and I am very hungry now.
Don't
It happens.
And then I will,
don't ignore the shaft.
and then I will
He's
do
just got that
a
power too.
sneak attack with my.
Okay. Dexterity, athletics, difficulty 1. Inspector Grey, while still unseen, extracts a dagger from his inside pocket and expertly throws it through the air, impacting deeply inside of one of the kindred's chest. He falls to the ground, with Vitae slowly spilling out of the wound, but does not seem to pass into final death yet, but is heavily wounded. Thurston.
It was my brain keeps wanting to say Seneschal. The Primogen is the one that just took the attack from Grey, correct?
No, that was one of the guards in
Oh.
front of him.
I guess I didn't have a clear shot. That's fine.
It's literally their purpose is human wool. Sorry, kindred wool.
And I really want to try and sneak up on the Primogen still. Is there, because I'm still invisible, is there any way
If you want
for
to
me
do that, I've got a roll in mind for you if you want, but that would
Okay.
count as your turn.
Okay.
Okay. Do dexterity and stealth for me.
Ooh.
Character sheet up.
My specialty in breaking in, but I'm kidding.
Oh.
But it's for stealth.
Absolutely no problem. You'll be able to position yourself directly behind Edward Bainbridge. That's the entire coterie. So, with what's left, the one Tremere sorcerer that's not been completely annihilated and critically wounded in any way is going to rouse the blood and spit. And Inspector Grey, Scorpion's touch.
Doesn't Foot take a turn to summon? Or is he just carried around in his mouth all the time?
Well, he hasn't said anything, so he's just been there like...
He's special. He gets to do it in one turn.
I let
what's
Aldrich
my,
turn into horrid form for free, so...
Yeah. What's my dodge? Just a dodge roll?
Dex athletics. Tess. He misses anyway.
Where'd it go? Do we know where it went?
Just hisses past your ear and impacts on a bookshelf
Thirsty.
that begins to start burning away.
Gray hates wasted fluids. This is a finale. I gotta. This is why I gotta.
Why are you making that
have
joke?
to end this.
This
I
is
did.
when
I
we
don't know
see-
where that came from. I'm sorry. I'm not associated
Did
with
you
this
just
channel.
apologise
People.
for making a cum joke, sir?
I apologize to myself
Oh.
for.
That was the most impulsive statement I've ever heard you
I was going to
Why
say, I
did
find
I
that hard to
ever
swallow.
Plug into the dirt with this group.
Corruption is a beautiful thing.
I hope you're happy, Shiv. You did this.
I'm getting there. And the Tremere that's been badly wounded is going to do the same thing and probably also miss as he spits at Inspector Grey. And he misses. And he hisses past your right ear, which impacts on another bookshelf behind you, which begins to hiss and burn. This will be fun.
Oh no.
Edward Bainbridge, however, he caught sight of Eveline. But that doesn't matter, so he's going to go with... Absolutely fuck all shit. That'll teach me. Yep, he can't really go because he's not aware of Thurston behind him. So that brings us back round to Eveline.
So we've got Bitter Dude and Primogen. Yes?
Yeah, Tremere in front of you, and then into the other room is the Primogen and 2 wounded Tremere.
Okay.
Basically, you've killed
I
two,
will
left with 4.
continue to sing. Will things ever be the same again? At the one in front of me.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
I'll do the rouse check after the roll.
And he's going to try and dodge. It's not going to go well for him. Because he's incapacitated. Completely fucks it up. So he takes... 1, 2, 3. Superficial willpower damage. As Eveline's song reverberates through the underground library and impacts upon the man's body. For a moment, you can almost swear you see his bones vibrate. Aldrich. In your Herculean form.
Oh, with this compulsion, he now thinks, even though he came up with a whole damn plan, the beast has decided that what's better than a plan but you taking care of everything by yourself, starting with the head honcho. So Hulkdrick's gonna just all fours or sixes and just he's throwing himself. He's gonna just leap at Edward Bainbridge if he can, and just he's going all out.
2 moments, because once again I seem to have discovered the back button on my fucking mouse, which I thought I got rid of because I hate back buttons on a mouse. Do for me, Dex, Athletics. It's not going to be atrociously difficult, but it's going to be a little difficult to cover that distance.
Dex Athletics. Ooh, okay.
Put the back button right, like not even half a centimetre away from where you rest your thumb, so you just sat here and fuck. Really need to go into my settings and just say it shouldn't be doing it. It's meant to be control, not back. But
yeah, I got aroused. I'm so bad at be strong, not fast. Okay. Do this, and I'll add 2 to this.
reroll and go crit fishing.
No, let's see what happens here. I like this.
Aldrich
Terrible for everyone.
lurches forward and seems to almost squat for a moment, preparing himself to leap forward with all of his might placed in his legs, and manages to move forward an entire 30 centimeters. Maria.
Yes. Okay, there's still the Tremere that is being dealt with by Eveline, yes?
Yes.
Spitting one.
Okay, so I'm actually going to leave her to deal with this Tremere and go into that room. Sort of assess the situation that's happening here. Seeing Aldrich not go very far. Still gathering, I guess, his strength or for lack of a better term, sea legs. Is Inspector Gray or Thurston, are they visible
Inspector
in any
Gray
way,
is,
shape, or form?
Thurston is not.
Gray is.
He is.
Mhm.
Okay. And those 2 Tremere are still alive? Yes?
Yes, and the Primogen.
Right. Okay. I would like to... So, if I use toughness, the person I hit, that's who it subtracts from. Yes?
Pardon?
Toughness? I'm just trying to make sure I understand this right. That
If you get
if I
hit
use
by
toughness...
Which power of toughness?
Toughness
Oh,
is
what
when you
question.
get hit, you have the superficial damage you take.
Oh, see, the way I read this, I thought it was like it takes away from them so that they're like more vulnerable. Okay, that's fine. So anyway, so I'm going to kind of leave Aldrich to his business. Walk past walk past Inspector Gray, and I'd actually like to essentially palm one of these Tremere in the face and slam their head into the ground, like, enough to shatter it, if I can. Not the ability shatter. Literally just shatter them, if it's possible.
Strength, bro.
Strength, bro. Okay.
And he's going to try and dodge. failing miserably. Maria strides forward, clenches her fist, and attempts to punch and slam the Tremere into the ground. Unfortunately, she is only able to get a swing off as she punches him in the face, slightly annoying him more than anything.
That's fun.
Inspector Gray.
I will attempt to spit Ball's Caress on the Primogen.
On the Primogen,
If I can, if a bodyguard jumps in front of it.
that's going to increase the difficulty by 1, just to get the hit.
Okay.
Okay, Dex, Athletics. Perfect. Hit.
Okay. And then I do a oh yeah, you got it.
Strength, blood, sorcery
Strength plus
versus
blood,
his
sorcery.
stamina and occult.
Dang.
Man, we're all getting messy.
But you will annihilate the kindred. That's simply
Tremere getting in the way of us fighting each other.
I like to think
dissolves
he's one of the
away.
ones that spit at me.
It was.
Good.
And the beast inside of you screams up. As you watch the kindred's body dissolve away to absolute nothingness, the beast tells you you can't use teamwork and perform any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2-dice penalty to all of your pulls. This compulsion ends when Inspector Grey has won and gloated over it. You are also
Picking up a
suffering
pattern
from the
here.
dominance compulsion.
Shiv might have something he's trying to make happen.
Okay.
Thurston.
Incredible.
I'm going to continue on with the initial plan that I was told to do. Having the only person, being the only person. Well, great tried, but you know, the Tremere got in his way. I would like to try and backstab the Primogen.
Okay.
Or whatever side of him I'm facing.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's too distracted to even try and notice you. So I'll let you do that
I
for
was
difficulty
invisible
1.
anyway, so.
Dexterity, melee.
Was it? I think it was already difficulty 1 anyway, since I was invisible.
Yes, that's a stealth attack.
Strength melee, +1.
Thurston, successfully having snuck behind Edward Bainbridge, breaks his obfuscation and stabs straight between the collarbone. Edward Bainbridge lets out a scream of pain as he turns around and stares at Thurston with utter contempt.
I'm sorry, is this a bad time?
You strike me down, we shall become more powerful than you can even fathom. Genuinely, that's what he's going to say.
Yes, eat him.
One of his guards steps forward towards you, Thurston.
Ooh.
Is this the guard that I just smashed their face with my fist?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. He's going to step towards you, Maria.
That's fine. That's fine.
Do for me. Stamina, composure.
Okay. Where are you? Mm. Where is it? I am
Attributes
struggling.
They're at the top.
Oh,
Yes.
or traits, sorry.
they're,
One is
yeah,
far
they're
left,
both under
bottom.
traits.
Yeah.
They're at
And next to each other.
traits.
So above willpower.
Pick either one first.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Forgive me. Okay, stamina and composure, you said, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay.
Can do a reroll.
Can okay. Do I want to do... No, I'm going to do the reroll. That's what I'm going to do. Do the reroll. Okay.
You want to
Better.
do the WP reroll underneath the willpower bar, which will allow you to roll 3 dice, but at the cost of a super willpower damage.
Forgive me, you guys.
It's quite alright.
Should have taken the fucking first one.
That's fine, that's 4...
No, it's perfect. They add together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
you've got
cool.
4 successes.
Cool.
And he just looks at you. Shit. Why didn't that work?
Cool. Am I allowed to do something back? Because I'd love to.
No.
That's fine.
I mean, you can attack
I'll wait my
if you
turn.
so you can attack if you so wish, but that would be your... You wouldn't get a turn in the next round.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll wait my turn.
So the one that's barely standing is going to do exactly the same to Thirsty Boy, hopefully.
Mm.
Oh wait, no he's not, because he hasn't got that. Well, this is bullshit. Why did I give him Communicate with Kindred Sire? So useful.
You could probably
Excellent
retcon
planning.
that to be a different discipline.
Considering the health he's got, it's not
Excellent
worth it.
planning.
Considering he's got no willpower left and is incapacitated, no, it's not worth it.
I'm just really enjoying the fact that it's like, Thurston, you're going to get attacked. Okay, never mind. Okay.
But I am gonna blood surge. And then he's gonna bitch slap you, Thurston. Because that's about all he can do. Oh no, he's got he's got a dagger, and he's gonna take his little letter opener like dagger and just like
He's going to stab me with the blunt end?
yeah. Really
Tremere
kicks
not
ass
looking
with the blunt
good.
end. The blunt end. Jesus.
Split end.
Tremere's not looking good today. That's they're not doing too hot.
He attempts to lunge forward, and Thurston easily sidesteps him.
I just want to, like, I figure I still got my blade somewhat in the primogen from my last attack, and this guy attacks me off the side. I just want to turn and say, can't you see I'm busy?
However, Edward Bainbridge
Delightful.
is actually going to go for you with Cauldron of Blood at long last. Been waiting
Oh,
years
no.
to fucking use this power.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
So, you roll Composure and Occult, and he is going to be rolling his roll. Oh, piss. Definitely re-roll. I'm re-rolling. I should have blood
No,
surged as well, but...
No,
show
you
me.
don't have to re-roll at all.
That's respectable.
Really? I wonder what you're gonna get.
I'm not even mad. I'm surprised I got that many successes.
You take
It
one.
is rough out here.
Take 1 aggravated damage and increase your hunger by 1 as Edward Bainbridge
Oh wait,
reaches out towards you. What?
Wait, hold on. Did you say composure or resolve? I did resolve.
Yes, resolve.
There is a difference.
Oh no,
Okay.
composure and occult.
Okay, there is a difference.
Okay.
Less successes.
Yes!
Hey, at least it's not messy. At least it's
That
not
was-
messy.
That was why I was excited that I got the roll back.
You take 4 aggravated damage and increase
Jesus
your
Christ.
hunger by 4.
4. Hunger frenzy.
Well, I was already at 3, so I'm hunger frenzy.
You're at hunger 5.
Oh my.
As Edward Bainbridge reaches out, touching you, and you feel the blood inside of you literally heating up to boiling point, evaporating. I've waited 3 years to use that fucking power, and it was worth it. Eveline.
Do I have a clear shot at Edward Bainbridge? That guy.
You got it.
Clear shot, no.
Yeah.
There is one Tremere sorcerer in the way. Well, technically there's 2 in your way. Because there's the one that charged you who is still somehow just barely alive. And one of Bainbridge's guards is also there.
We're on turn 3. Oh well, I'm still gonna go for epic. You said one is
Yes.
just barely standing?
Yes.
That wouldn't be so epic, but I can pretend it's epic. Yeah, if he were less hurt, I would rouse, but I'm not going to. So, I will
No,
sing as
you
loud
go
as I
for it.
can.
Use everything you can on this, because obviously I haven't got anything bad planned after you kill the Tremere.
Exactly. So, as loudly as I can, I will sing the final countdown. The final countdown! And, Death of the Drum.
I'm going to change that to the final grind down.
No, that song is terrible. Not
Love
because
that
it's
song.
grindcore, it's just a bad song. Bad for
Okay, do a rouse check and roll Death of the Drum for me, please.
Boom. Tsh.
Thank God.
And this was the nearest guy, right?
The one that was hurt, that was barely standing.
Right. You led forth with your almost inspiring
Da-da-na-na.
rendition of the final countdown, totally the final grind down. As the man stands before you, you blow all of the flesh, muscle, and clothing off of him, leaving a skeleton that turns to dust and flies off, carried in the wind.
I would like to
Took you 3
Pick
turns to
up.
kill that guy. Don't get too cocky.
have to get cocky. I've got the compulsion. I pick up as much dust of his as I can in my hand, and I just cockily blow it. I'm
Do you wanna do a
considering that
one-liner with that?
glory.
You want to throw in a one-liner with it? as
Final
well?
countdown, bitches.
Yeah, I'll let you have that. Perfect. You're out with your compulsion. Aldrich.
Another one bites the dust.
Winner.
I didn't even hear what it was.
Another one bites dust.
Oh! Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh man. So Evelyn did the thing that I'm trying to do. What Tremere left?
There are 2. Edward Bainbridge and one of his guards.
Oh, I misheard that then. Okay, Bainbridge is still there. We're good. He's
Barely.
still not happy about that flaunting.
Yeah,
but,
I wanted to go for him, but
yeah, so Aldrich's gonna continue going for Bainbridge.
Okay.
Assuming the herd's been thinned a bit between him and his
Yeah,
target.
there's only one Tremere standing before you and Bainbridge. I'll let you.
Would I be able to
Bainbridge.
just overcome him? Or even, I mean, Aldrich at this point, he'll even take a hit from the guy if it means he could get straight to Bainbridge.
I think given how horrendous your hideous form is, you'll be able to just shove that Tremere aside as if he was wet paper.
All right.
Get to Bainbridge.
Yeah, we're going all out. Rousing the blood. Beautiful. Yes.
Very nice.
How much worse can it get? Everything I do is messy.
God.
Oh, shit. But I'm going to mess, even though it's a messy critical. You're already in a compulsion. So here's what I'm going to do. You completely annihilate Bainbridge, turning him into another bloody puddle upon the floor. The beast, however, is not satisfied. And you are still suffering from the dominance compulsion. Maria.
Yes. So.
Watch your footing, the floor's a bit bloody.
Yeah, so I see this annihilation, this very impressive annihilation. Given what you just described, would I see Aldrich turning to take an action towards anything or anyone?
Yeah, he's pretty hard to miss.
Okay, okay. In that case, I will simply smile.
All eyes are on Aldrich.
Oh, and so I will give him a smile and actually step away to allow him free reign over this remaining Tremere.
Okay. Inspector Gray.
It's sort of feeding the beast, if you will.
Is there one more Tremere left?
There is one Tremere left, using his robes as a temporary latrine.
I will grab him and attempt to feed.
Strength brawl. You're going to be successful on this. If you don't succeed at this, then just
Well, I mean, I'm not great at strength.
Neither is this guy. He has no dots in brawl. And you will successfully grapple the Tremere, ripping out his larynx and feeding upon the blood as it spurts slowly out of the wound. Draining him?
Yeah.
You'll be able to take 2 hunger.
Alrighty.
And that is all the Tremere dead. The Coterie takes stock of their situation, assessing the remains of ash, blood and viscera upon the floor. The large blood stain quickly dries as Maria approaches Aldrich to deliver her judgment about meeting Lady Anne.
So I will walk towards him. He's still in this kind of monstrous form.
And he's still under his compulsion.
Okay. Right, so I will walk forward and I will say to him, I think Lady Anne would very much approve. You've all proven that you are trustworthy. So, perhaps not looking like this, I'll lead you back to her home. We can talk there.
We get to freshen up first.
Oh, you should. You absolutely should. Do you hear that?
I would leave. Wait this time. Traversal.
What? What the fuck is that? I'm going to look around. What do I see?
You see blood pooling itself and bubbling faster and faster.
I don't like that.
And out of the collected blood, that was Raiju, by the way, Nitro. And out of the collected blood, a bloody 10-foot tall large avatar begins to rise.
What the bloody that?
It's a bloody avatar.
Fucking Tremere. God damn it, Tremere. Okay. Right. How do we want to approach this?
Well, I say
I'll
it's going to
scream.
be nearer to Inspector Grey.
Oh.
And the avatar is going to take the first hit against Inspector Grey,
Oh.
swiping at it with his strange-looking sword made of coalesced blood. This fucking character sheet doesn't want to work now, does it? So, do that. How would you like to respond, Inspector Grey?
Don.
Dex Athletics. It's bullshit. You can re-roll the 3 ones.
Yeah, I may as well.
You take 1 superficial damage as the bloody sword comes swinging down upon you, and you are just able to get most of your body out of the way. Thurston! Hunger Frenzy check for me, please. Difficulty 3.
Oh, yeah.
This is the equivalent of
Okay.
being trapped in the desert and then seeing a monster made of pizza coming right towards you.
Oh, now I want pizza.
Right.
What? Okay.
It's always good for pizza. You are fine. You are able.
I know. I'm just like, why would you be thirsty in the desert and see pizza?
Because
It's
look,
not
everyone
pizza.
wants pizza now that I've said it. Everyone's ignoring the desert bit, but you, Thurston.
Because
Who's gonna let it slide?
It's a dessert pizza.
Yes.
Seafood pizza has water in it. Thurston, what are you doing?
Yikes.
Well, I guess since I've restrained frenzy, I'll just dodge.
It's not attacking you. It's done its attack.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just your turn.
Oh, shit, now that's opened up some avenues. Question, Shiv. If you see a monster made of pizza, how easy is it to try and eat it?
Looking at its stats, pretty difficult. But you could go in for the
Okay.
grapple.
You know, I'm gonna try and do it.
Okay, strength brawl versus its strength brawl.
Oh my god.
This is a dumb idea.
Yeah, but if it works, it'll be brilliant. No?
Right.
Okay.
That didn't work.
Damn
Thurston
it.
clumsily lurches forward, attempting to embrace the 10-foot tall avatar made of dripping remains of dead Tremere, and is as easily able to sidestep him as he stumbles forward. Aldrich, you are still in your horrid form. Would you like to go next?
Yes, kind of bust this guy's about to do something wild, but now I have a new target, so this is good. I can still have a chance to prove dominance before I gotta ruin everything. I mean, it's blood. It does. I guess it still seems like it's affected by stuff. Yeah. Before we get smart, we're just gonna get brawly, and he's just gonna try beating up the blood.
Strength. Bro. Sorry, he's going to try beating up the blood. I don't know why that
Rouse
made me
check. That works.
It's going to sacrifice its next turn, and it's going to try and punch you. Useless lump of blood. 7.
beat
With
it into pudding.
+2 or +3?
+2.
Not bad. Aldrich takes his humongous fist and smashes it through the bloody avatar. You can see so much of it has actually been impacted. It seems to have shrunk down several feet. Who would like to go next?
Are the books on fire?
No.
Okay. So that went up quick.
Well, they were never on
They were on
was
fire at
acid.
one point because of the scorpion's
was-
touch.
Acid dissolving them.
Okay, they weren't actually on fire. Okay. Well, that negates that idea. I'd like to scream.
We all like it when you scream, Eveline. Go for it. Jesus. Well, there goes my fucking plan. Eveline screams at the ginormous puddle of blood standing over her. She screams so hard, the entire puddle is dispersed and becomes nothing but a spatter upon the wall. It's dead, Jim.
And it didn't even take Tasha Yar first.
Get that reference.
So the big avatar made of blood is now just a big pile made of blood.
It's now just a spatter on the wall, yeah.
Are you gonna start licking the wall?
Yep.
Really?
Look.
I'm gonna go to
there's-
stop him because I still haven't established dominance, and him eating. I
Third-hand
think
blood
this
at
might
this
be his
point.
only way. Yeah, he's gonna go up and just try to pluck Thurston.
Sorry, I just had this image of this Nosferatu, nicely dressed, running up to the wall. That's how we got COVID.
Yeah, 50.
I used to think Tremere weren't good for anything, but at least they're good for food. White face.
Did you just...
So
What?
Hey, wipe face, as you're wiping your face. We can see you. That is not ending your compulsion.
for the listeners, maybe someone's lurking and listening. Ascavia is making sure that every audience member. Oh, you got him. But yeah, what do
Tilt head.
I want to essentially pluck up if Thurston's going for it, just pluck him in the air and look. Well, see if we got to roll. I assume we have to roll for something here.
Yeah.
Strength brawl versus Thurston strength brawl, because I'll count that as a grapple.
This is
you're
gonna
gonna-
be easy.
Yeah, you're not going to win this. That's
I
quite
even
low for
have
Aldrich.
dots and brawl.
Aldrich successfully intercepts Thurston on his scurrious journey towards the wall of blood, picks him up and holds him in front of his monstrous face, all eyes upon his body focused upon Thurston.
So you eat when I say.
But I'm hungry. I'm really, 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 really hungry. Did you see what that guy did to me?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah. I don't know why it's going into that, but it is, yes.
Are there any of the bodies that are not Ash that just
All
died?
turn to ash.
Thurston's clearly like fiending for it. Aldrich's just gonna keep carrying him. He's just gonna like have him like a puppy by the back of the scruff, and not saying a word. He's just gonna.
And like the defeated little man he is, he's just limply hanging there.
I want
And then
you
he'll
all
just
to
point
know-
to Maria, say, "You lead."
I just want to interrupt because Nitro sent me the most amazing message.
No.
Nitro Typat said, "You just wanted to see a crip fight with a blood tonight, didn't you?"
Oh my god! Peak comedy. Peak.
Thank you for sharing that.
I was
You
too
deserve to be
reluctant.
called out on that one. Oh, amazing.
So he's told me to lead. And I will do so. I will begin to walk back out of the chantry. Towards our carriages that we have and lead away.
Would that have counted towards a compulsion as establishing dominance, or am I still in it?
Yeah, that's gonna work. Yeah,
Okay.
you are out of your compulsion. I'm sorry, I was so distracted with that line. I'm sorry.
No, it was worth it.
Where are we
He'll
going
start
to next?
going
Maria,
back to his normal form as he's walking, and then he'll kind of look at Thurston, and he wants to apologize because he realizes what came over him and he feels bad, but Aldrich's not that good of a person. He'll just sort of set him down, and he'll brush off his shoulder and then keep walking.
Yeah, I feel like as you start shrinking down from your Hulk form, as soon as Thurston's feet start touching the ground, he'll start walking with you.
Maria takes her leave of the coterie, striding into the night and presumably getting into her own carriage. The coterie wait outside Somerset House in silence until she is out of sight and presumably out of hearing distance, and turn to each other. Is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Need a bath.
I need a snack. More like a meal.
Good. Can we
3-course
get a
dinner.
snack?
really.
Sunrise is approaching fast.
No time for
should-
snacks?
This is something that has to wrap up tonight, Maria. Or do you have food at your place?
She's
I'm
gone.
technically not there. I'm
Yeah,
gone.
Maria's fucked off.
Oh. What was the last thing she said that we were to meet at? Oh no, I guess she's gonna set up for us to meet. Okay.
I did say that if you needed a moment to make yourself more presentable, you could take that moment. But, with urgency. Do so.
Oh,
with
so we're supposed to be
urgency.
going directly there, but she's.
Oh no!
We know where to go?
Sorry. You've got.
Come on.
This is the end of the night. You will
Got
be
it.
starting your next night.
But we don't have time to feed,
Okay.
so we just gotta go home. Yeah.
Pretty much, unless there's you've got enough time for a conversation in the carriage ride home or anything like that, or you can just fuck off to your nice, comfy beds and sleep for the day.
Well, no time. We'll have to feed first thing tomorrow. Quite hungry myself. Unless, Thurston, if you're quite desperate, I can offer you one of the men.
No, they're useful. I don't need Gray breathing down
I'm
my
not
neck.
killing them, just feeding from them.
True. I'm sorry, it's been a very long night. We've been sent to kill a lot of things. It's on my mind at the moment. I guess if you wouldn't mind, or you wouldn't mind.
I will allow it. Which has probably been the first time he's let someone drink from anyone in his gang. I think that's something that he would do. But desperate times. And he feels a little bad for being a dick to Thurstons.
The carriage arrives back at the Whitechapel house. You each head inside, with Aldrich taking Thurston downstairs towards where the medicine men will like to hang out. You find them all crowded around the table, drinking and eating and being jovial.
Yeah, I'll just pick one have him step aside. Right, I know we don't usually do this, but a lot is happening right now, and you will need to make a donation. Thurston, if you
Whatever you want, boss. I'm one of your
careful.
artful dodgers.
Thurston, proceed. But he is gonna stand and watch, and probably just have a hand on Thurston's shoulder, and if he needs to pull him away, he will. It's not when him killing one of his men.
Thurston, feeding roll, please. Success.
Oh, thank God.
I know.
You
I
can
was
take 2
waiting for
and
it.
leave the medicine
Yeah.
man fine, or you can take 3.
No, I'll only take 2.
Oh, you got me. Right in me Gregory Peck.
Oh, we'll deal with that. There's going to be a new rule tomorrow. All right.
No
Right,
more.
well, I'm going to go for a gypsies. Gypsy's kiss.
I'm going to bed.
I'll leave it there. All right, boss. I'll be on me Jack Jones.
Should
Somehow
have let
that's
Thurston
alone.
kill this one.
I can always try again.
No, well, no, I'll deal with this tomorrow. Please, everyone rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
You know, you can do things with flesh, right? Have you ever thought about just closing them out, like permanently?
Oh, I've done that to numerous of them.
Oh,
He gave
Think
Gary a
that
salmon and
works.
trout.
All right,
Have you tried
Aldrich's
doing it to
asleep. He's
visit-
put himself in torpor now.
I have something
Go
I'd like
for
to
it.
do before bed.
Are you going to try and steal some tomfoolery? Jewelry.
As Eveline is undressing, she finds the vial of blood and drinks it.
May take 1 hunger.
That's it? What, anything special? Okay.
Okay. And you will all rest for the day. You may take your composure or your resolve, whichever is higher, and add it to your willpower tracker, but do not exceed your maximum willpower. Because I'm feeling generous, I'll let you all take 1 hunger. Maybe you've got an emergency supply of Vitae, or perhaps Endymion was generous and left you out a small vial. We'll have to somehow remind Inspector Grey of this when he returns. Aldrich awakens the next night and looks over the information his heavy-handed retrieved from Civil Master's office the night before. From what he can see, Masters uncovered the chamber that contains the tomb Anne Bosley intended to inter Mithras within. The preliminary investigations gathered that Don Serra was responsible for the construction, a fact contradicting what he had learned with the information linking Anne Bosley directly to the construction and purpose of the tomb. However, Masters had arranged to meet with a mysterious kindred tonight, who had more information for him that would answer his questions. The meeting location isn't far from here, and if Aldrich rushes out now, he could meet the contact before the rest of the night.
Oh, absolutely.
Aldrich heads out of the Whitechapel house as quick as he can and boards his carriage that charges through the city to the west end. The thundering hooves make no attempt to slow for others or corners. And the carriage nearly lifts off the road in haste to meet with the mysterious contact, eventually coming to a halt a short walk away from the British Museum, where Aldrich can already see a hooded figure awaiting him.
Right. All roads lead to Aldo.
Greetings, young. Greetings, child.
I'm a child now, am I?
You have grown much, young master.
Right. I obviously am here because I intercepted some information. But I suppose you knew that already.
I have been wanting to speak with you for a time. Yes.
Are you also aware of what myself and my dear Coterie did last evening?
Please do enlighten me.
You don't already know.
Yes, you fucking do, Oldo.
I would like to hear it from your lips.
We were tasked with destroying the Tremere. Of course, you found yourself on the very short list of exceptions. Quite lucky. As I tore through them, I did imagine each one was you, though.
Aldo's got his hood over his eyes, but he's going to give a smile. Someone finally got those lowly bloodsuckers a lesson. Well done.
Hoping you'd have a different reaction. You know something about Lady Anne Bosley, correct? You're meeting someone, this spot, this time, to give that information. I think perhaps I would be the appropriate recipient of it now. What do you say?
I have no issues with giving you information. My loyalty is to the city.
Seems we're all on the same side for once, then. Please, I am all ears.
Giving you the information in interpretive dance.
Anne Bosley. What do you think of her, young Master Aldrich?
I'm afraid I only know her mostly by reputation and her associates, though I am, let's say, quite fond of who she decides to put in her employ.
Indeed. And what information do you remember about her during our last escapade?
I mean, really, the only thing I know about her, what she's a Ventru, quite renowned even in her mortal life, and that she is one of the only ones either stupid or bold enough to make a move against Mithras. And apparently she's a taste for all blood.
Ah, yes, yes. She's a fun one. You know diablerie is quite addictive, do you not?
I peddle in addictions, Aldo, and I will say for someone who is a master of such vices, I had denied myself diablerie for quite some time until very recently.
But you understand the value of having one addicted to something under your control, do you not?
No, I do.
Mithras himself was the one who taught Anne Bosley. You would be wise to be careful of his scheming machinations.
You're saying this whole time Mithras has known who been the Diabolist. In fact, he helped facilitate it.
Indeed, young master.
Oh. Unsurprising now that it's said aloud, but I'm embarrassed to say I had not considered that.
Mithras's schemes run quite deep.
And you... Well, what do you suppose I do with this information?
That is for you to decide. Young Master Aldrich, I am only giving you the information.
I'm curious, though. I mean, you know all of these things. It seems you know both sides what is happening. And why don't you do anything to help one or the other?
I chose to help your coterie the last time things went crazy.
And should we continue to down that path, will you be helping us again, or does your loyalty remain to Mithras?
My loyalty is not, and has not been, to Mithras.
I see. So what's your game in all of this then, Aldo? What do you hope to see happen here? Clearly, we've been pawns. No one's even hid the fact that we're simply tools for other kindred. I'm surprised to find Bosley herself as a pawn as well. What does that leave you? Are you the one playing this game, or are you one of the pieces like the rest of us?
We are all simply pieces, young Master Aldrich. You might also be interested to know Bosley was willing to work with Dawn. He did not believe that a single kindred, even one as old and powerful as Mithras, should be in charge of the entire country. So she sought him out for a deal. So long as it would only Dawn's name on the paperwork. She would be providing funding for the construction. However, I will leave you with this. There is evidence that there was another person, someone who had been a victim of Mithras's judgment, that invested in the project also. Masters, possibly. Masters was unable to find out who exactly. But young Master Aldrich, your name was strongly suspected on his mind.
So I've not gone without suspicion. Who else knows this information?
More than you would care, but less than really matters.
You're not going to tell me who. I know you know.
Much as it pains me, young Master Aldrich, I am not all-knowing. I know, others know, but I do not know the names.
I see. Right, well, you have given me some sour news, Aldo. It seems my machinations are not as foolproof as I hoped. I should not be surprised.
Young master, be very aware of this. Bosley. She has been speaking with the Camarilla to place her in charge of the English Isle. She is not afraid to tread upon powerful feet.
That is exactly what I'm hoping, actually.
Last but not least, Lady Anne has made various deals with the others to acquire the construction material, location, and other details about Lord Mithras himself and any vulnerabilities he may have. She consulted with myself as well, but since my position is officially neutral, it is not deemed to be a problem.
Did she discover anything then? Does it seem like she'll actually be able to do it? Yeah, just give me your honest opinion, Aldo. Does she stand any chance in hell of actually gaining power here?
Young Master Aldrich, if you continue upon the current path you tread, she will be placed in charge of this city.
And you're okay with that?
Whether I'm okay with it or not, unfortunately, is not within a scope I can control. I watch things, but my involvement often ends there. It is up to others to shape destinies. It is up to those such as you, young Master Aldrich, to take control of your fate and choose what you might with it.
Well, Aldo, this, if I strolled up and saw you, I thought this would go much differently. I have to say, though, you've given me some dour news. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think you might be growing on me after all.
I find I live in the future, young Master Aldrich, and I often forget what must I do in the present. It was not actually ever my intention to become the enemy of you or your coterie, but I lose myself in the present.
Aldo, do you know why I despise you as much as I do?
I do not.
It's exactly this. Your neutrality, your air of enigma. I cannot figure you out in it. It upsets me, right? I like to figure people out. I like to know where someone stands. I would rather know that you are, in fact, my enemy and wish the worst for me than just have you wafting about this way and that. I don't get that. Someone as strong as you should be interfering, should be carving out a piece of the pie for himself. I don't understand your motivation. I just can't wrap my head around it. And I wanted to punish you for it, right? But I think I'll practice some tolerance here. And I think someone as strange as you can coexist with someone as pragmatic as me.
Young Master Aldrich, I think I might be able to explain much. And Aldo will reach up and slowly begin to pull back his hood.
Aldo reveals the rest of his face and head, and slowly you see upon his forehead a third eye opening.
Let us see where the future brings us, young Master Aldrich.
Seems we have something in common. I'm fond of extra eyes myself. Until next time, Aldo. And I think for the first time, Aldrich will, while in his one hand he has the stake that Gray gave him, he'll actually reach out for a handshake with his other.
Aldo will reach out and take his hand.
Give him an actual handshake.
Aldo will bow his head slightly, close his eyes, and then will step back and slowly leave.
Aldrich will think about it, just reconsider again. Man, it would have been nice to stab him with this, but it doesn't feel right. And killing should feel good. So, Aldrich will take his leave, return to the house.
Aldrich heads back to the meeting room within Whitechapel. And at this point, we shall take a break. And we will be back as soon as we can. Hopefully.
An intangible hand loomed over London. For untold years, a monster claiming to be a god ruled the land. While others like him were hunted down across the known world, he remained in the shadows, unseen. He remained in power for hundreds of years, until the influence of mortals brought his temporary downfall. Upon awakening, his body was intercepted, and his soul swallowed by another. Such was his power, he claimed the body as his own, and began a new rise to power. Eventually, his power struggle caught the attention of those that hunted his kind hundreds of years before. The mortals destroyed every single undead creature in the city. And now, 3 new kindred must return to London after first light.
Welcome back. Aldrich, having finished his clandestine meeting with Aldo, heads straight back to within Whitechapel. Despite Eveline's best efforts, she wasn't the last inside the meeting room, having lost her patience waiting for Aldrich to arrive. Each member of the Coterie is sat within their respective chair, ready to discuss the matter of their meeting with Lady Anne at the Royal Academy, as Aldrich enters into the meeting room to address them all.
Lady Anne is here now or not here yet?
No, you're in the Whitechapel house. You are to go to the Royal Academy in Piccadilly to meet with her.
Right. Tonight is obviously quite a big night for all of us. I just had a meeting with none other than our friend Aldo.
You had a meeting?
I did. Not on purpose. I ambushed him in a way. And I'll show the stake to Gray. I was about to stick this in his fucking neck. But he's a sweet talker, that Aldo, and he convinced me not to. He did give me some useful information, though. I now under the... Well, I've always been under the impression, but he's affirmed my belief that Lady Anne indeed may possess the ability to actually seize power, right? Her machinations stretch even further than we imagined. She's also has a hand in building or constructing something quite important to Mithras, or has a hand in knowing something about his lair. We don't know all the details, but we know she knows, and we should use that. If Mithras has a weakness, Lady Anne might be the one who actually knows it. But she's a Diablerist, we all know this, and apparently Mithras is the one that got her hooked on this stuff. So, looking around, specifically at Grey, we should be careful about participating ourselves in these acts. I myself do understand how euphoric it could be, but if it's something, I also know what it's like to have someone addicted to something and how to use it against them. That's how I've built my empire, and we should be wary that we do not follow a similar path.
But in unlife, isn't addiction to power par for the course?
Do not let the addiction control you. It will and can happen. Especially, I don't understand this diablerie too much to know enough on how to curb it. My own addictions, I make work for me. And until I can figure out a way for this diablerie to work for us, I think we should all be cautious. Just a word of warning. If Mithras saw it as a good tool to use against his enemies, take that into consideration. But that's also a good thing for us to know, right? Because eventually, while Lady Anne will of course have the throne for a bit, we now know a great weakness of hers, putting us in a quite good position.
I don't see what you all see in it.
In what?
Diablerie.
Have you done it before?
No.
Just looking around. I suppose you're the only one here who has not. It's probably for the best. You have your own vices.
You should.
You're a perfectly upstanding woman.
I should hope it remains as such.
You should try it sometimes, Lady Eveline. You may enjoy it.
Are you drunk?
Why would you say that, Aldrich?
Oh, no, you keep pronouncing her name incorrectly. Are you trying to get a jab at her? Because I won't have it. At least not this evening. We have important things to do.
And how should I be pronounced? What am I doing incorrectly?
Are you asking me how to pronounce her name? Someone you've been living under the same roof for months.
Like I said, he has been being weird for weeks now.
I think it's been fine.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's good enough for
Thurston.
me.
If anyone here should be paying more attention.
What
Thurston
does
is
that
our
mean?
spy master. If he has not sensed anything suspicious, I think we should be alright.
Absolutely. Surely our Nosferatu friend Thurston would be the first to know of any strangeness.
Very well.
Exactly.
All in all, that's the information we have. I think our position is strong. So remember going into this lady, and I think she's someone we can deal with. Is everyone still feeling good about this?
No, but I feel like that means we're going to do it anyway.
And if Maria's there, it'll be fine. She seemed like a fine woman.
She was not what I expected, to be sure, and that is a good thing.
A chance to deal a blow to the Camarilla, that sounds like a worthy goal.
Not to be mistaken, Lady Anne is working for the Camarilla. fact, the Camarilla is going to be what cements her power in the city.
Yes, my mistake. A chance to deal a blow to Mithras is definitely worth the risk.
Gonna look to Eveline. I think you're right, actually. So,
Well, if we're all in agreement, then I feel like we can get this show on the road. As I think I've heard them start saying.
oh, I've heard the kids use that. All right. Let's go on with our road show.
We're heading out then?
Yeah,
And you will
I'm
head out.
bringing the people. Or the dog and the person, I should say.
You'll head out onto the streets of Whitechapel, outside your haven. And instead of Aldrich's carriage awaiting you, you see Endymion's black, gold-lined carriage with the 4 large horses and glowing red eyes awaiting you.
Evelyn just walks up to it like it's perfectly normal.
Well, I suppose the occasion calls for.
Isn't it gorgeous?
I have a very nice and very expensive carriage. Why we
Not as
needed
nice
another
as
one.
this.
But Aldrich, if you're going to overthrow someone that is viewed as a god, you've got to show up to the event with a bit of style that you can't get with just money.
First of all, I resent that you can get anything with enough money, but all right, we'll take this if it's supposedly better than I worked
You're
so
gonna
hard
hit
for.
me with. You're gonna hit me with the I exaggerate, but you're not gonna. Okay.
I was tempted to have Endymion say, "Get in a carriage, bitches, we're going city hunting," but
Wait, is he talking? I'm not hearing anything.
he has.
Oh, really?
My volume's
I
back
haven't-
down again.
Yeah, they
I haven't
fucked with
heard
that.
roll 20,
So I had to
so
go
I
in
had
and
to
enter my volume
spend
back.
yesterday afternoon fucking with the volume levels again.
Oh,
Yeah, when you
Sorry.
guys said I was a great spy master, and Demion said you exaggerate.
oh.
Can you test Endymion on again?
Yeah, that's weird. I can hear the rolls, like the little beep, but or the whatever noise it makes. I can't hear Endymion.
You may summon me with the sacred words. Ba, weep, gra, weep, mini ball.
Got it.
On meep, ground meep, billabong.
Bar, weep, gran up, weep, mini bong.
I don't remember logging into The Sims today.
As the carriage thunders off towards its destination in Piccadilly, is there anything you'd like to discuss? You don't have to, because Thurston, how are you feeling on your fateful journey?
Well, this is either going to go really well, or I'm going to die. Or, in best case scenario, both. I'm kidding. No, I honestly have no idea what's about to happen. I don't think Thurston does either. He understands the concept of what we're planning to do, but Mithras be scary. And that's about all that's running through his head right now.
Eveline, you have completed your tasks. You are, in essence, working for yourself now. How do you feel? What are your thoughts?
Evelyn is excited. She gets to meet another prestigious woman. She just assumes that they're going to be on the same level and she's going to be seen for her status, especially showing up in this carriage, and that everything is just going to turn out like a fairy tale ending.
Inspector Gray, Talarin. Acquired
is good
possession
to-
of the body of Inspector Gray. You have escaped final death itself, and now you are on your way to seize power in the most powerful and important city in the world at this time. How do you feel?
excited. Above all, it's good to be alive. Valerian is happy to be alive, to have cheated death. He has to masquerade as this Inspector Gray character. At least he has some memories and fragmented memories of Inspector Gray's mind and life to work with. So that's making the masquerade easier, but it's grating when people question him or think something is out of place when it's not. He's Gray. Everything's as it should be.
Aldrich, final step on your acquisition of the city itself, placing someone you believe you can control a lot easier in charge of London. Perhaps more freedom for yourself. Your machinations have finally paid off. What are you thinking and feeling?
Yeah, the conversation with Aldo was a little invigorating for him. While to some people would maybe be a reason for apprehension or a stumbling block, like he explained to the Coterie, not knowing that Lady Anne was used and has a weakness is now something he can exploit, ideally, down the line. And that was sort of a missing piece that he now has, assuming he can help her actually wrest power in the first place. The only thing that's slightly off is I think Gray's been slightly more obviously off. And this isn't a time for any, like, his things that are supposed to be in place, all the things that he has complete control over and he knows what to expect. That's what he likes. But I don't think it's enough to really be worried about. But overall, he's trying to push those thoughts off and just focus on what's ahead.
The Coterie arrive in Piccadilly and leave the carriage. It drives off without anyone giving it the order to do so, but with time fleeting, they have no choice but to head into the luxurious Academy building. They walk through the intricately carved out architecture and walk through the courtyard, finally making it to the grand entrance with its doors open, and a man standing in the doorway gesturing for the Coterie to enter. As they walk into the lavish entrance hall, they find Maria awaiting them.
Good evening. You all look much better than I last left you.
So do you. You look ravishing this evening.
Thank you, dear. How are you all feeling?
I'm bursting with anticipation.
You mean
Perfect.
antithesis?
That's definitely something Evelyn invents at some point.
Absolutely.
Evelyn
what she
wrote
said.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. So, ready to meet her?
Very much so. I assume
Come.
your report was favorable?
Absolutely. She's most eager to speak with you all.
Perfect.
Come along. And with that, she will lead them to Lady Anne's quarters.
Maria escorts the Coterie through the luxurious clean hallways, past various auditoriums and through grand double oh fuck off. Go through a couple of bloody nice doors, innit? That reveal a modest-sized open hallway. The doors are slammed shut behind the Coterie by a figure obscured in a thick, heavy black cloak. In front of them, Maria has already made her way to the front of the room, far ahead of the Coterie, and seems to be talking with someone sat in a chair in front of her. The person's face is hidden by Maria's form, and the Coterie cautiously approach and find that the figure they've been talking to is Mithras himself, leant forward listening intently to whatever it was Maria has to say. who turns and lowers her hood, revealing her face, no longer the same as it was before, but the familiar visage of Lady Anne herself.
Look at Aldrich. Look back at them. Look at Aldrich. Put my hands behind my back.
And so, you say these are the culprits responsible for the menace in my city?
Unfortunately, sire, yes. Keep getting into trouble. They can't seem to resist.
What evidence do you have?
The Tremere, all gone. Not a single one left.
Well, I am no fan of the Tremere by any means. Murder of another kindred is strictly forbidden within my lands.
Yes, they've done a little more than murder, apparently.
Indeed. Such as?
Yes. Well, this one, and she points to Inspector Grey first, and says, practically inhaled. He inhaled all of one of those poor kindred, the Tremere. This one, and she points to Aldrich, and says, you do remember that man that was working with, what is his name, Don Sarrow?
Cyril Masters.
This one. Yes, this one scarfed him down completely.
For a moment, he'll take his gaze off Lady Anne and stare Inspector Grey and Aldrich, one after the other. You'll see his eyes turn black and then red as they fill with blood. And he'll sit back. The evidence is inarguable. They have clearly decimated souls of another kindred. I do not recall granting you such a favor. Nothing to say in your defense. You simper like cowards before me. Very well.
Yes.
No, go on. This should
Yes.
be entertaining.
It is true. I have committed diablerie.
Then you
but,
confess to your crimes.
Not on this night, I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I give you permission on another night in the past? I thought as much.
No.
Seneschal, do you have more to present me with?
Yes. There is, Don Sarrow's death. His home, the abode, women and children all dead. Burned alive in a fire.
Indeed. That was an extremely troublesome incident. We had authorities of the kind looking into it constantly. I can no longer permit kindred upon the docks. It is an easy hunting ground, something you have denied the bourgeois of the city. Although also not my favourites, they are entitled to their hunting grounds. What defence do you have for this murder, most horrid?
All tasks that were given to us by supposed Lady Anne's servant.
Lady Anne, do you have any servants?
None whatsoever, sir. You
As I
know of
thought.
all that stay under me.
Naturally.
Do we know that it was her?
Oh yeah, you saw her go in as Maria, you saw her turn around and... Actually, surprise!
Well, we know
Lady
now
Anne.
she has no servants because it was Lady Anne herself the entire time.
Why would she
Was
do
it?
such an act?
You'll have to ask her.
Why would I waste my time? You are loyal to me, are you not, Seneschal?
Always, my sire.
You are bound to me by blood. You have been in my service for hundreds of years. Why would you suddenly, one night, break all of that for murder of Kine? That makes no sense.
No, it would be a waste.
Is there anything
You're so
more?
sure of this, that she is bound to you by blood. It's not
Indeed.
something you could, perhaps validate once again. As from what I understand, her behavior's been anything but a loyal servant to you. Obviously, if it's our word against hers, we're all wasting our breath here. She set us up quite cleverly, as we were the ones with the most information that would lead to her dismissal. But perhaps this could be the one bit of evidence that shows you that she is not who she seems.
Hark, Lady Anne. I believe I hear the squeak of a rat, desperately trying to wiggle its way out of the cage it has found itself in.
What
You're
shall we
not
do with
interested
the
in
rat?
actual evidence then. Well, why the pomp and circumstance? Why even discuss anything? Let's get on with it, shall we?
As you wish.
This one's arrogant, my lord.
I can see. I had forgiven them their crimes of infernalism. I had allowed them great freedom within my city, and this is how they repay me.
Seems to me they are not grateful.
Are any of them worth sparing?
Her. Eveline. I find her useful. She's worth sparing. The rest can go.
He'll turn and stare at Eveline. His eyes turn black and then fill with blood. She is, at the very least, not as guilty as the others. I will permit you your unlife, but you are exiled from this United Kingdom. You will be gone by the end of the night. Is that understood, Eveline?
Fine.
The rest of you. Death would be too much of a mercy. I banish you to all time to exist in torpor. You shall be aware of every waking second. He'll step off his chair, and one of the cloaked figures ushers forward, holding 3 stakes, and place them in his hand. He walks over to Thurston first, standing straight in front of him, not caring for any personal space. There was great promise for you. The other Nosferatu are not just loyal, but maintain their touch with the Kine. You should have been so much more. But it seems that you are uglier inside than you are outside. Do you have final words before you leave the ability to speak behind you?
knowing that I have some sort of beauty on the outside.
He
is
stakes
enough
you.
for me.
Question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
What do I need to do to cast Conflagration? And does it do what I think it does?
Show me conflagration.
It's a Dominion power.
Okay.
Is that something I could do silently? Do I need to say something?
Just cast it.
And
Will
does that...
summon the Wrath
summon-
of Endymion.
Okay, that's what I'm looking to do.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
This is worthless to me.
Mithras!
Mithras just turns to you. Proceeds onward to Inspector Grey. The Assamite. I knew your antediluvian. Kindred of great prowess and thought. We would spend countless nights discussing philosophy. And you are not just a killer. You are a consumer and reaper of souls. No sense of justice or vengeance. You are a disappointment in all regards. Do you have any final words?
Actually, yes. I am not this Inspector Gray you speak of. He did consume my soul and lost himself.
Then what are you?
My name is, Valerian? Valerian?
Well, I feel better about him not being able to pronounce my name.
Teleron?
Talaran, you...
Teleron! That's the one.
But
He is
still,
unstable, sire.
I agree. And also his body is the one responsible for these atrocities. You will join in this fate in Spoktar Grai.
I have one request.
Do you really feel you're in a position to make requests?
I'll pull out
Odo
my
isn't
stake.
here to teach you anything.
I'll pull out my stake. Use this one.
No. Do you really believe you are the only one to hold the secrets of blood sorcery? And he stakes you.
The stake he's holding. Roll
With his
away.
own stake.
Oh.
Nice ribeye cut. Makes his way to Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony.
I step back.
Your clan knows their place in the tower. You are to be entertainers. You soothe the troubled souls of the kindred. But you have added to their troubles for your own benefit. There is no place in my land for you. Leave. And be thankful I have allowed you to exist.
Decisions.
Well, we're waiting.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. I would like to start to sing towards
You're going to make
Lady
me pull out
Anne.
Mithras's character sheet. Okay.
No, towards
So-
Lady Anne. She's the one that got us into this.
When that begins to happen, I would like to use
Well, I need something too, so.
Yeah, I would like to use Unswayable Mind, I believe.
No, that's a passive defense.
No, that's passive defense. Okay. So, would then fortify the inner facade be the move?
Pretty much everything in Fortitude is just going to be only affect you.
Oh, I hate it. I'm not trying to attack her. I'm literally trying to defend myself from her song.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make it where whatever the madness I've seen her induce in others, she cannot do to me.
It's not the only thing I can do is song.
Well, that's why I'm trying to listen. Doing my best with what I've seen. So I don't think I could do double actions. I can just do the one thing, right? So.
That would increase difficulty by 2 if she does anything to you.
Anything?
Depending on what it was. If it's a physical.
All of that seems to be Auspex powers.
I'd say, well, telepathy, mind reading affects the mind. Basically,
Because
what are you
if
trying
anything,
to do here, Eveline?
it like, yeah. What are you trying to do?
Okay. You sure you want to do this?
I was debating that or running out the doors.
Would. Help you
Okay,
make
if
your mind up.
Endymion's telling me to go, I go.
Nearly had to deal with an Eveline-coloured splat there.
It was gonna be to Lady Anne, not Mithras.
Believe it or not, she was trying to save you.
And finally makes his way to Aldrich, the Instigator, the clan of Shapers, who came to my territory, my kingdom, and thought you could do better. You didn't like how I run my kingdom, and thought you knew better than your elder. I have existed since before your sire's sire's sire, and you try to take my land from me. You make deals with demons, and somehow you think you are more wise than I. Your infernalist ways and covetous actions end here, not with a bang or a scream, but with a whimper. You will not have the privilege of last words. And he stakes you.
Question. During all of this ceremony before, would I be able to move where my heart is? So I can shift my insides.
If I tell you wouldn't need to, would that make a difference?
I mean, either way, it's not really going to change. I'm going to pretend to be Torpor regardless. He's not going to fight it. He just wants to.
Okay.
Whatever's best for the story. But he would be.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, go on then. It's the finale. Fuck it. Why not? Go on.
Shifting his heart. So yeah, he'll take the stake, but ideally it'll miss his heart. But he's fully gonna feign torpor from this.
Do the whole.
That's not
I'm torpid.
The vapors. Yeah, this whole time he hasn't looked at anyone besides Lady Anne this entire time, but he takes a stake.
He will all fall into torpor, or, in some instances, pretend to. Mithras turns to Lady Anne. You have performed your duties above and beyond, as always, Seneschal.
Thank you. And she'll give him like a deep bow.
We need to address the Camarilla about this situation and tell them it has been resolved. Another night. I grow weary of this city. It is time for me to travel. You be willing to take control of the city in my absence once more?
If that is what you request of me, I will do it to the best of my ability.
Wonderful. I shall leave you to deal with the Camarilla in my stead.
Yes, my lord.
Good night, Seneschal.
Good evening.
What happens if I go here?
Game over. Not bad, guys.
Thurston!
That's the season.
Have to fiddle with the overlay at some point.
Oh no.
Thurston feels a wooden stake being extracted swiftly from his chest, and the familiar warm coppery taste of blood passes his lips and trickles down his throat as he feels the vitae energize his system. As his eyes flicker open, he sees Clara standing over him. She still hasn't fully recovered, but clearly seems relieved that Thurston has opened his eyes. Thurston, change your hunger to 3 for me, please.
Oh, only up by 1. Am I glad that not only to see you, but to even be back. I was waiting for some switcheroo, but they were really going to leave me like that, weren't they?
For all time, Thurston. For all time.
Are we in a different place? Okay. So
Look around and you see that you are in a cold stone cell. Probably deep underground, as you see no windows. You just hear damp droplets falling from the ceiling.
Were you able to get the others?
I heard about your situation. I can look at my script now. I heard your situation, and I snuck out to bring you deliverance. The rest of your coterie are here. I've brought enough bottles of blood to revive all of them. You should go awaken them. You'll find them outside of your cell. I've already left a bottle outside each door, so you know where each of them are. Awaken them quickly, and I shall hurry to make my way up the tunnel to make sure the way forward is clear. If you hurry, you may be able to catch up with Eveline in Whitechapel. I'll keep an eye out, make sure the coast is clear for you and your coterie's exodus. Clara turns quickly and leaves. Thurston can hear her footsteps disappear as they echo through the cold, roughly cut stone chambers. Thurston stands and leaves his small cell, disturbing a small nest of rats that scamper into the walls. He stands outside the cell in a circular, cold, damp stone wall. He can see several doors are embedded into the walls, barely over a couple of feet wide each, and closed with solid iron bars. A couple of these doors have a bottle in front of them, each one filled with blood that glistens under the small candle lanterns that provide barely enough light to let Thurston see anything.
Judging, because they all look like corpses, can I, using whatever they're wearing, can I go to Aldrich first?
You'd have to open a door with a bottle in front of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I pick up the bottle first, and then I open the door to go inside.
You will see the torpid body of Inspector Grey.
I keep the bottle on me, and I don't shut the door to leave, but I go to the next chamber.
and you will find Aldrich. I'm not sure if you would be feigning torpor still at this point, Aldrich, or just stone on stone. What?
Probably until someone entered. So Thurston entered. I think at this point probably would have shifted. Been working this time to create another eye, so he can seem even more in torpor. But have something like on an exposed hand, something where he could like just open a little eye to see when someone walks in. Seeing Thurston enter.
Yeah, I feel
He's
like
gonna
I'm
pretend to
still-
be in torpor because I'm interested to see what Thurston's about to do here, since apparently there's
Teabagging
conflicting
Thurston.
loyalties within the group.
No, I go over and I'll pick his head up. I'll go to begin removing the stake. Don't worry, Aldrich. I've come to save the day again, like I always do. And I start to uncork the bottle. I don't know if Aldrich wants to stop me at any point, so I'm.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
if there's
ahead.
blood in there, he'll take. His eyes will open. Probably as soon as you put your hand on the stake, he'll look. You actually did come through this time with this, and good job.
Jesus
sort of-
Christ, I haven't even pulled it out yet.
He'll sort of put his hand over Thurston's hand and remove the stake. Right, is that blood for me?
Yes,
you.
there's technically 2 bottles, but one is for. I'm not sure what you wanted to do with Gray or whatever he said his name was. He's in the other room. I don't know if you want to just leave him there or.
Gray seems to be gone, rest his soul. But whatever that is in there, at the very least, shares a common enemy with us. I can work with that.
That's fair.
I've made a deal with the devil, so that shouldn't be much worse.
A demon, there's a difference, remember.
D&D or something, like, it's all the same to me.
Yeah, I'd give you the bottle that was sitting in front of the chamber that Gray's in. Well, whatever you wish to do, here's what I was given to help wake him up.
Oh, you don't want to do the honors?
Well, I mean, if you...
I heard your little speech about saving the day. You didn't want to give that to him.
Well, I mean, he's not Gray anymore, and I don't even know the man.
It's
that he
fine,
turned
I'll do
into,
it.
so.
Yeah, he'll just walk up, keeping one foot on Gray's chest, well, whoever he is now, and pulling the stake out, but keeping the foot on the chest.
I'm feeding the Vitae, I assume?
Not yet.
Okay.
You. What do you want out of all this?
I'm awake, right? Yeah, okay. What do I want? I want to live.
Gonna have to do better than that.
I want to live and I want revenge. I would like to put a stake through the heart of that person who betrayed us.
And he betrayed us, gesturing to me and Thurston, not you. You didn't know who you were. Frankly, the name rings a... We heard that name before, right? We knew...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, I would suspect you'd want revenge on us. We're the ones who put you in this predicament.
Well, it was Gray who ate me, but I won. I got a second lease life until a stake was plunged through my heart.
Well, if you're feeling up for a bit of revenge, or at the very least survival. And I'll hand him the blood. Speaking of survival, it doesn't matter who you are now. Because of what you look like, you'll want to avoid my place at the East End. There's a woman there that'll cut your head off.
On that note, I was informed that if we are quick, we could catch up with Eveline as she left the country, if that is our plan.
Shiv, is my hunger going to be at 3?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we were putting these cells, did they strip us, or do we still have our belongings?
Not kinky. They're all closed.
Okay, so we have our belongings. Got it. Well, personally, I feel I have to start over and start a new life anyways. But I would like revenge.
Sure. Thurston, how did you get out of this?
Well, you know I have my sources, and I have one friend that is, for some reason or another, utterly indebted to me. And I thank that person very much.
You are proving once again to be exceptionally useful, Thurston. Glad I've kept you around. Where's Eveline?
I was just informed that she's preparing to depart. I believe that if we are to catch up with her, and I'll point in the direction that
There's only one way
that
out.
Clara left. I point in the
Perfect.
one way out.
First, I thought she was going to leave us to our fate, but saw the look in her eye. I think we might still have a friend in her. If not, I would like to make sure she doesn't get out of this. Let's visit.
Well, if Evelyn was to go anywhere before she departed, I feel like she would gather her belongings at the Whitechapel house.
Let's ask. Endymion, is Eveline there now? And are you okay?
Yes.
Let's go.
I would have stopped to get tickets to America and went to pack up my stuff.
Don't worry, Eveline. I got you covered. I know exactly what Eveline would do. As the Coterie's conversation comes to an end, you hear the sounds of a scuffle in the distance, emanating from the one exit in the entire structure, and the unmistakable sounds of Clara in combat and pain with another echoes through them. What would you like to do?
Hurry towards the sound of...
Yeah, I can't be going too fast though. I'm still really hurt from earlier.
Coterie charged through the dimly lit, dismal tunnels, finally coming to the scene of Clara, knelt back against a wall, vitae spilling from her wounded neck and a dagger thrust into her chest. The body of another fallen kindred quickly decomposing to a corpse lays in front of her. Her head lobs to one side, looking at Thurston and the Coterie, as she weakly coughs Thurston's name.
I'll have you unhand my compatriot.
Oh, she's killed him!
Oh, sorry.
She sat there bleeding
Then-
out as she looks at you and says, "My dashing warrior, did you see? I saved you again. That's two you owe me now." The rest
I
of
go
the
up to
tunnel-
her and I-
Shut the fuck up and let me do this emotional scene, you cunt! The rest of the tunnel will be clear. I wasn't able to raise the alarm.
I go up to her and I pick her up the same way I picked up Aldrich. Very gently and daintily. It's okay. You've cleared the path for her. Are you alright?
I am done for, love. Don't dally, though, darling heart. Use the time I have bought for you with my unlife and escape.
I must use it for something else first. And before I lay her back down, I'll give a very gross Nosferatu kiss.
Two share a kiss, the cold lips pressing together as the taste of Clara's blood tantalizes Thurston's tongue for the last time as she slips quietly away, slowly fading to ash under Thurston's lips and hands. Aldrich, you have escaped death at the cost of Clara's life. What are your thoughts and feelings at this point?
Why didn't Thurston eat Clara before she passed? What a waste. I mean, in a romantic sense, she could have been with him forever, as well as we need all the help we can get right now, but oh well. Thurston's come through, no need to linger on his weaknesses. But no, he's right now he's formulating plans. Specifically with his own coterie first. There's now a lot of very loose pieces he's got to figure out. Not as worried about the gray thing as he probably should be, but as he's still, I mean, the Thurston's come through, of course, and his staunchest ally, and the one thing that's sort of been in his back pocket that kind of gave him the audacity to attempt to do what he did has been Endymion. He's very interested to see how Endymion's going to take this and what to do. But right now it's just plan after contingency plan after contingency plan. More on survival than getting immediate revenge. He knows when he's over his head. And he knows he can disappear and become whatever he wants and come back whenever he wants. And he spent some time away recently setting up other things in other cities. But yeah, he's just preparing to potentially having to let other people beside Clara. He doesn't think Clara's going to be the first to probably die, so him and others can survive tonight. But he's in business mode.
Inspector Gray, Talaran. How are you thinking and feeling right now?
Well, the path is clear. That's good. To wonder why, why Thurston allowed Clara to die if this person meant that much to him. Surely he could have fed her his blood or eaten her. He could have either kept her or made use of her. It seems inefficient to let her go to waste. And Talaran is happy that the way is cleared. That's one more step towards freedom. I think ultimately he wants to get the hell out of the situation. But he also wants to get revenge because he's angry and he's hungry. He's hangry.
Thurston, your savior, love of your life, unlife, has died, sacrificing herself for you and your coterie to escape, reunite with Eveline, and do whatever it is you want to do. How do you think and feel right now?
Ironically, you make it sound so sweet and heartfelt.
That's what it was meant to be, but someone was a chatty Cathy.
I know, I'm sorry. I was sorry. No, in Thurston's head, he's thinking not much has motivated him before now, but the fact that he got so lucky in Unlife to have someone pick up all of the pieces that he fumbled all over the place like Clara did, He's rather angry that he now has to somehow find someone new to fit in the puzzle piece hole that he didn't realize he had.
That's called love, Nitro.
So he's well, I mean, I'm trying to attack it more from the kindred angle. Yeah, I guess you could see it that way. He's more frustrated that this amazing. Yeah, no, he's just angry that now he has to find out how to go on without her. It sounded so much more evil in my head because it wasn't really about the love, but yeah, I guess all of those sentences put together, that is technically love, isn't it?
You didn't realise until it was too late that Thurston loved her. And now it is far too late.
Way.
Well,
Yeah.
of course messed up, but now it's far too late to even tell her.
Well, I mean,
And now you get
The
the
fact-
foundation I was going for to build on that we were going to play with when that scene came up. But no. Instead.
kiss bully.
Can't walk,
That's all
but you
you're
let your
thinking
mouth
of.
fucking run.
Did Clara have anything on her? Did she have anything of importance? Didn't they have some? I thought.
He had a photo of her and Thurston. And it was a big heart drawn around Thurston. And there was this wonderful platinum engagement ring that she was going to plant on Thurston.
Is that
A
real?
little yeah, and a little card that said she was 2 days away from retirement. That isn't real.
Okay.
Loot Clara's corpse.
Well,
Yes.
loot her ash pile, but yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll do it stealth-like though, because I know he's just enough to know that doesn't look good. So once Thurston's gone, I got a body full of bugs for a reason. He's gonna have some of his bugs trail out, because insects could carry a ring in a photo, I would assume. So yeah, gonna send them out with the intention of scooping these items and returning them to him.
Move on from what was meant to be a really nice and touching emotional scene.
It was, but vampires are evil, so I tried to look at it from an evil perspective.
Whatever. The Coterie proceed swiftly and quietly through the rest of the tunnel, creeping their way through the winding tunnel until they finally reach the end and are greeted by a solid iron door. Aldrich carefully opens it, and it creaks into the cavern, causing the screeching metal sounds to echo downwards. As the door reaches its crest, the Coterie are greeted by the visage of London at night. A simple horse and carriage awaits them on the loose stone road outside, and the driver is sat back, smoking a pipe, until he finally catches sight of the Coterie and lets out a startled cough as he greets them. "Oh! I'm sorry. I said I wasn't actually expecting you, but I was paid to wait here for an hour or so. Where to?"
I'll give him the address of the Whitechapel house.
Jolly good. Hop on in. Everyone getting into the carriage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Coterie settle into the carriage that thunders into the night, and the sound of horses pounding into the loose stone fills the carriage until it finally makes it into the more developed part of the city, heading through the centre and towards their destination. Is there anything you would like to discuss en route before you arrive outside Whitechapel? Anyone want to lament Clara's loss?
That awkward silence. No one knowing what to say. Everyone's just mourning.
That would have been
That's,
better than...
Yeah. That, woman who saved us, Thurston, that's, quite a kind thing she did. I appreciate it.
Yes, she was a naive soul, but one worth keeping around.
Why didn't you keep her around? You just let her die.
Well, there are times when there's nothing you can do.
You could have fed her vitae.
I didn't think the storyteller would let me do that.
What good would I have done?
Exactly.
I think
We
it was
cannot-
over for her. She used her last bit of strength to have that moment with her dear Thirst. I thought it was
Yes.
a romantic ending.
Well, Thurston, at least you got the opportunity to tell her how you felt. Since you couldn't save her, you had the opportunity to tell her how you...
Well, they always say actions speak louder than words.
And what action did you take, out of curiosity?
I gave her a romantic kiss. Did you miss that part?
Oh, I did see that, yes. That was a kiss on her. Yes, it...
Carriage comes to a halt outside the Whitechapel. I'm glad someone acknowledged it, by the way. Thank you. Carriage comes to a halt outside the Whitechapel Haven. The driver opens the doors and the Coterie swiftly duck out of the car and head straight into their haven, finding a large collection of suitcases practically bursting as they notice the hallway seems to be almost stripped of anything that looked even vaguely valuable, as Eveline appears at the top of the stairs and loudly makes her way down, dragging another overly filled suitcase that drops on each step trailing behind her, the sound only broken by the sound of the front door slamming shut behind the newly entering Coterie.
I see them.
Oh yeah.
I will scream without regulating my voice and run up and give Thurston a huge hug.
Why? Why? Of all nights, why?
You again. And then I'll give Aldrich a huge hug.
Thank you, Eveline. I'm glad you're okay. What is your plan here?
I'm going to America.
What for?
Well, I've been exiled and I thought I would never see you guys again.
So I think that's a very good idea, Eveline. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, especially for your talents.
Exactly.
Anywhere specific in America you have your eye on?
What was America like during the Victorian Age? Like,
I'd,
tell me what?
maybe
Just
New
after
York?
the Civil War.
New York was still happening.
Yeah.
Not
West
great.
Coast wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, New York, of course. Isn't that where everyone goes in America?
There is a lot of money to be made in New York. A lot of money to spend too. I wouldn't want you going empty-handed. Can I assume I have like a stash of cash somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would like to go and get a significant sum of that
No problem.
and bring it to Eveline. Right, I thought of you having to rough it over there and deal with all the new money and whatnot. I couldn't bear it. Please, use this to make sure you have a comfortable start there.
I'll take it. But where will you go?
I feel a strange attachment to this land, and I'm not quite ready to give it up. I've made preparations. The time I was gone, I was seeking investments near enough so I could keep an eye on things, but not so close as to endanger myself. I think I'll be residing there. And of course, looking just Thurston, anyone is welcome to join me. But I think it's not much of an entertainment scene there for you.
I need somewhere where I can be recognized for my talents.
Absolutely.
I can't live in hiding.
Please, I can even have some of my men escort you if you'd like.
At this point, I think it's fair to say that you won't notice. Well, you will notice that there are no sounds coming from anywhere, and there's no sound of the medicine men anywhere.
Oh.
Would Sarah Lynn have been there?
She should have, but she wasn't.
Okay. But she wasn't. She wasn't there. Okay. I don't think there's anyone here.
And Demian, have you done this?
They belong
I called her.
to me. Their
Then where were you?
is undecided.
What did that say?
Their fate is undecided.
Then where were you when I called you for help in our time of need?
Cease your heresy, children of Cain.
Yet another reason I'm not staying.
You have served your purpose. Things are as they should be. You will be removed.
Rude? But maybe for the best.
You
Evelyn,
will
you...
no longer exist.
Oh, that won't be for the best.
Aldrich,
Yes.
you can be spared. I will release you if you so wish. But the others will remain here with the mortals you have given to me for all time.
I don't remember that being in the contract.
The others being my men, or the others being the Coterie?
The ones you call medicine men belong to me. They have been in my service since you brought them here.
Like them to help jumpstart things elsewhere, but I think that is a fair trade.
Will you accept my pact, or do you choose to be removed from existence?
Wait,
A choice?
out of a game. What was the? I thought initially it was saying if he has the people, I'm free, but now he's saying I'm with him or I die.
He's asking you if you want to accept the offer.
Oh,
But it costs.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll have to start over essentially. Yeah.
So it was a yes.
Are you not interested in continuing our relationship?
Excellent. You shall remain here for 100 years with the others and my thralls. Your suffering will amuse me for a century. The others will stay here for all time because of your choices. As it was done to me, as it shall be done to you. This is the will of Endymion.
confused.
I encouraged him to get better than yes or no answers, but I don't think this was better.
What's the source of your confusion?
So
Aldrich is trapped in the house for 400 years?
Aldrich sold you out, but he has to stay in the house with you for 100 years. And the medicine.
So
oh
we're
no,
all
I was
trapped in the
confused
house?
about it. Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
if he meant the coterie or if he meant the medicine man.
And he said the medicine man.
So I thought that meant the coterie was
Right, he
free,
said the
but
others
medicine man.
and the mortals.
Yeah, that's why I clarified. Then he said medicine man. There's just a restrictions on what we could do with the voice thing. No, so if the choice was to sell out the coterie for his own freedom.
Well, it
So
wasn't
what-
explained
out of-
to you
what-
like that. It was the offer was you will be spared, but the others will remain here with the mortals you gave to me for all time.
Oh, yeah, and that's when I clarified the medicine man or the coterie.
And he's not.
And I
he's
thought
not-
he said.
Yeah, he wouldn't
I thought he said
specifically
medicine.
answer you on that, but he is explaining that the medicine men belong to him.
Okay. So the choice is that, or I mean, can Aldrich? Was he also offering Aldrich just to stay in service? I think Aldrich's fine serving in Demi. I don't know if Aldrich necessarily would make a deal for the others to have freedom, if it meant if.
That was never on offer.
All right, what are the choices? That I got confused on the choices.
You can be removed from existence.
And Dimian's trying to be sneaky. And we're confused.
You can be
Maybe.
removed. All of you can be removed from existence, or you can be spared. And Aldrich will be
so
released
if
in 100 years.
if that's a thing where we all die or everyone dies but him, then yeah, he would do that.
He's accepting
That
the
seems
pact,
like a no-brainer. Sure.
and that means that you will be, and they will understand this as well because apparently, I'm shit at doing pre-recordings. That you have accepted the deal. No one is going to be removed from existence. But you have to stay in the house for 100 years with them, and they know you've sold them out.
Deal. Yeah. It's that or die. We'll take it.
You will never die here, but your pain will be felt with every agonizing passing second. But I shall not permit you the blessing of death.
What I ever did to deserve that, Endymion, but as you will.
A century later, Aldrich is on his own in the blood-soaked hallway, torn limbs and other pieces of carrion strewn over the chaotic scene. Endymion's voice echoes through the hallway.
Your debt is paid. Now leave. And never forget, you will always belong to me.
The front door opens. For the first time in 100 years, Aldrich can see the world outside. He clenches his fists and strides out. His feet touch tarmac, and for a moment he is confused by the sight of mercury vapor streetlights illuminating the area as he watches strange metal horseless carriages speed by. The strange buildings seem vaguely familiar, but he can just about recognize the layout of Oxford City, and makes his way towards the properties he bought a century before. The end.
Osley. All right.
So are the rest of us dead?
No, you are held in the house for all time, tortured, maimed.
Basically, that's what he meant by you'd all end up stuck in the house alive, right? But that only Aldrich would be released, and you would all know that he sold you out so that he could leave 100 years
Did
later.
not understand that until now. Thank you.
No problem.
Sorry, everybody.
I guess Thurston can paint you pictures of New York.
God. Evelyn's morning routine forever and ever and ever.
Well, but I mean, do we have a
I
routine? If
imagine-
we're just being tortured forever?
Tortured, maimed, chased, hurt.
Torture's that's the routine. Is the torture.
Forever. But it was either that, or you fade into never being, never having existed.
And
But
that's
Aldrich-
a fate worse than anything, especially for someone like Aldrich.
And Aldrich's punishment was 100 years in the house with all of you knowing that he sold you out.
Sure, there were moments of that the torture and such was just things you did to each other.
I feel like being left in torpor would have been better.
Yeah, well,
I wish I would have done the thing to Lady Anne.
she was looking out for you, girl.
We didn't get a chance
Why
to.
would have died
did we?
like that?
So,
I mean, it was, yeah.
no.
Well, it's very simple, right? She is terrified of Mithras, but for a good reason. He's incredibly powerful, and she can't save you all. She still has to accomplish her goals, and she cannot save you all. So the one person that she felt was worth saving, that wouldn't become a problem later for her, is Evelyn. Plus, she's also a girl, so girl power. Yeah.
Just to give you an example of how many dice Mithras gets to roll.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
You should see his brawl and strength.
Rookie numbers.
Bruh. And a messy critical? No, I don't trust none of that. Absolutely not. No.
But thank you all for coming and watching our chronicle. Was it next week and a day later? So 8 days time?
Mm-hmm.
8
Next
days time.
Friday for us, correct? The 21st.
Yep. So I'll erase that one. So next week, on the Friday, the 21st, we'll be doing a post-mortem of the whole chronicle. Right here. Be fun, hopefully. We'll just talk about the entire chronicle. Where it went, how it went, favourite bits, least favourite bits. How you all stressed me out, how I stressed you out, how I fucked up. Be great. Just tune in for that. Of course, thank you to Rissa for being Lady Anne Bosley the whole time.
Yes, happy to have done so.
And will we see you again on this channel anytime?
Yes, I think you will. Not as Lady Anne, though.
So it's on site.
Kindred have long memories.
Except Thurston, apparently,
So right, bring it.
who only realises that the last
Mine do would
was in
redeem
love.
Aldo, and you would ruin your enemy number one now. Good job.
What are we talking about?
That's
What did I do?
fine. That's fine. Bring it on.
There was a moment as I was making that, I was thinking, should I make Clara be the one to fuck you all up? Because I set it up for that. I thought, nah. Let's try and pull on the emotional heartstrings.
We have to make sure the emotional heartstrings are there, because what it sounds like is Thurston really wasn't into Clara like that.
Fair. So, Rissa, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find
Yes.
out.
I do all kinds of things. I stream, I play TTRPGs. You can find me on Twitter, the Risa Rave. Pretty much you can find me anywhere on the social media platforms by that name. But where I post most of the things that I'm involved in is on Twitter, so that's where you should follow me.
Inspector Gray, who were you? What did you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I am Nascavian. I played Inspector Gray, and then Telerian
Talaran.
and Talaran, and you can at me in the Discord. I play tabletop every week with these guys, and yeah, that's what I do.
Thurston, who are you? What did you do? Do you do things? Let's find out. God, I can't believe you didn't love Clara until the end.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm NitroTypeAt practically everywhere you can find me at NitroTypeAt. Oh, and 2 followers away from play-by-posts.
Eveline, who were you? What did you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Who were I? I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me just about anywhere as Ms. Hearts. Yeah, follow the link tree and you will be able to see my upcoming live events if you are in Austin. And if you need graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Aldrich, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm Bully. I do things at my channel, which is called Table Goth. You should go to our YouTube if you want to see our stuff. Yes. And you might be seeing me around here for other things in the future as well. Sadly, less consistently, but still excited for it.
Well, on the very plus side, we will see you every so often, and you'll also be... Should we tell them about Down to Fuck?
Oh, I'm like...
I know what that's in reference to. Yes, please do.
I had to get educated on that because I've just been saying to everyone, yeah, we're going to play DTF, and they're like, what? And I actually had someone explain to me like that, and I was like, oh my. So we'll be playing Demon the Fallen soonish, with Rissa, with Bully, with Cassandra, and partners. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be once a month. Be an interesting one. Getting that going fairly soon. Thank you all for coming and watching. It's been surreal time. And it started off surreal because Bully just randomly messaged us once. Didn't message us, made a tweet once on Twitter. Yeah, I'd be down to play in a Victorian Age vampire game. And, as you do when someone like Bully is like, yeah, I play. Like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever, yeah. Don't actually expect him to turn up. And he did. And it's been a privilege and an honor to storytell for you in VTM, sir.
I watched your streams, I knew I was getting into, and I came anyway, so it says a lot about me.
And now you're tainted.
Nice.
We will go raiding on Chaotic Narrative RPG, who are playing that vampire sex game I've heard so much about. But we can't go until everyone gives me the final line, starting with Nitro.
What?
So we're all going to try to say it at the same time.
I was going to go one by one.
Amazing.
Clara, don't
What
hurt
is the
me.
line?
Don't hurt me.
He's doing it right now. We all have to sing that.
Masquerade.
Have a good night.
Aldrich.
Oh, I don't know anything clever. Have a good night.
Rissa.
Have a wonderful evening, y'all.
Ms. Hearts.
Have a good night.
And I'll steal the last one. And I'll do it in a style of my choosing. Have a good night!